Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. So today we're going to break down the 2018 Dallas Cowboys schedule. As you all know, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm going to start with my team first. I do plan on doing another video breaking down, just the NFL schedule in general, key games, matchups, what have you. But I want to start with my team first. General thoughts and just go through this with you guys. The schedule was released yesterday. Didn't get a chance to comment on it. Was inundated with the Spurs game as well as some baseball. Got to go and watch the Round Rock Express last night. They had puppies and pints. Had a great time with our dog and my wife. So anyway, we're opening at Carolina week 1. And this year, as we all know, before I even go through that, we already know, we already get an idea of, hey, we're going to play this division in the NFC this year. We're going to play this division in AFC. So I don't really get caught up in, the opponents and whatnot, since we know these things in advance. And it's kind of like a rotation every year. The things that I pay attention to is, what does our schedule look like in December? Reason being, we play in a division with a bunch of northeastern cold weather city teams. And the NFL has had a habit in the past of loading our December with away games in the Northeast as we play, Philly, Washington, and New York. We typically get them to come to Dallas early in the season, and then to finish the season, we're normally playing a lot of cold weather games, which is difficult for a team out of Dallas. I mean, I know we've been in the NFC East forever, but climate matters in the league, and you see that every year. With that being said, I love this schedule. I love this schedule. Just off first glance, we really should only be playing one cold weather game, which is week 17 against the Giants, which leads me to a little rant. That's the only problem I honestly have with the schedule. You can't have a perfect schedule, but I just think it's funny how, and I say this every year before I've even had this channel, those of you who I talk to about the Cowboys all the time, and kind of my think tank group, y'all already know where I'm going with this. Every single season we have to end playing at one of these cold weather cities. They never have to come to Dallas in week 17. The last time somebody had to come to Dallas that I can remember off the top of my head was when we beat the Eagles and Donovan McNabb, and then we got to play him again in the wild card game. We beat him like 2 weeks in a row. I think that was like 2011 or something like that. But that, we never ever get to have, and the reason why, I know I'm it may seem like I'm picking at something really small here, crying, and those of you who are fans of other NFC East teams are going to come on here and chime in with negative comments. I already know it's coming, but the reason why I get just annoyed by it is because the division typically is very close. I know it hasn't been close the last 2 years. We kind of ran away with it in 2016. The Eagles ran away with it last year. But typically the division comes down to that week 17. It's been that way for a while. And I liked, in the past, growing up, from what I remember, we always went back and forth. We'd either, one year we end the season in Dallas, or, and this is, we didn't have the rule where you had to play a divisional opponent the last week of the season either. So that has to be factored in too. But I've noticed we always have to play week 17 in a cold weather city. We never get that game in Dallas. We can't play in New York in September. It's funny too, because the last time we played in New York in September was after they won the Super Bowl and we beat them. But I'm going to get off my soapbox from that regard. I really like this schedule. Only one cold weather game that we're going to have to deal with. We play Tampa week 16. We play the Colts, which is an indoor game. That's going to be week 15. That's our last road game, really. I mean, the last the last 6 weeks of the season, we only played 2 road games. So, a lot of the road stuff is going to be actually early on in the season, so kind of setting the tone. But back in, we play at the Colts, and then that cold weather game, week 17, at the Giants. That's it. Everything else is at home. We have a 3 3-week stretch with the Thanksgiving game in there. Thanksgiving we'll play the Redskins, but we have a 3-week basically homestand stretch. Even though we have 2 back-to-back Thursday games, those games will be in Dallas, and then we'll have a long, kind of like a little extra bye week before we get Philly to come to Dallas, which is week 13. So I love this schedule. We're going to open the season with the Carolina Panthers. Very excited about that. My buddy Bruce, who's a fellow Cowboys fan, lives in Charlotte. So I'm gonna have to come out there, and I know that's the week of his 30th birthday. So we'll probably be out there live. I'll have him on the channel to set that up. And I'm totally just throwing that out there right now. But just looking at the schedule, very, very excited about that. Just in terms of the quarterback matchups, we're going to have a really fun matchup. Looks like a Sunday night game, week 5 against Houston, at Houston against Deshaun Watson. So you'll have the battle of the fours, Dak Prescott versus Deshaun. And that leads me to this. I know I haven't made any Cowboys-related videos since the Des Bryant release, since I issued my thoughts on that. With Dak Prescott being in the fold, and obviously this moving forward, this is his team. I don't think anybody can disagree with that, whether you disagreed or agreed with the Des Bryant release. All of the pressure is on Dak Prescott and Jason Garrett and this coaching staff. Bottom line. And honestly, I'm going to label this schedule no excuses, because there's no excuses on the schedule. It's not like you have to go through some hardcore road gauntlet in December at the end of the season. Everything is set up, honestly, very, very nicely for the Cowboys to be in contention for this division. Even though I don't think on paper they're not as good as the Eagles, point blank. I'm not going to, they're not, they might not even be close right now. But schedule matters in the league when you play teams. If you're able to kind of hold down the fort at home, and we have a real opportunity. There's some really cool matchups here. Dak Prescott going against Russell Wilson week 3. That looks like that's going to be the America game of the week. All throughout the schedule. The Redskins, like I said, on Thanksgiving. But all the pressure comes down to this coaching. If Jason Garrett can't get it done with this schedule, and I'm sorry, guys. I know injuries are going to factor in. I know people are going to make some signings or possible trades. We haven't had the draft yet, OT, all that. I get it, but we just watched a team in our division up in Philadelphia win a Super Bowl with backups all over the place. This schedule, this season, I need to see T-shirts printed. No excuses. You guys cut Des. No excuses. Enough is enough. All right. And I've defended Dak Prescott heavily on this channel. Okay. And for those of you who are against Dak or with Dak, bottom line is pressure's on him. Now look, he's won 22 games his first 2 seasons. He had an 11-game winning streak his rookie season, a historical run. And I think he has been judged sometimes unfairly against a curve, the Tony Romo curve, because we were grading him on year 12, 13 of Tony Romo instead of as a second-year quarterback. But all that second-year quarterback, all that quarterback development stuff is out of the window once you decide you're not going to stick up for a teammate and you want to, redo the offense and make it Dak-friendly. This Dak-friendly stuff, year 3, we expect you to produce. Now, there's pressure also on the offensive line. I think they will get that together. We don't, as of right now, knock on wood, there's no distractions with Ezekiel Elliott. I said that last time. And obviously, he's still the best player on this offense, and he'll carry the load. But we need consistent, solid quarterback play to get anywhere. And we can win if we get 2016 Dak, and even the Dak we got pre-Atlanta. Okay, the Dak we got pre-Atlanta was more than enough to win with. But they have to, I can't get excuses anymore. And I'm out of excuses for Dak Prescott. I'm definitely out of excuses for Jason Garrett. Time to get it done. This is a nice schedule. You guys take a look at this. The AFC South, no disrespect, but that, the Cowboys should win 3 games. And look, Texans, The Jaguars, yes, went to the AFC Championship game last year. I totally understand that. But between the Colts, Titans, and Texans, I expect them to win 3 games out of that AFC South bunch. And then obviously we play the NFC South. That's going to be, in my opinion, a little bit tougher. But the Cowboys should fare well. Defensively, they should be better, especially post-draft. There's no excuses here. No excuses. That is my anthem for this season. And if it doesn't happen, then they need to clean house and they need to start over with the coaching staff and possibly the quarterback if they don't get it done. Bottom line. That's my opinion. You guys let me know in the comments what y'all think with the schedule. And by the way, just last thing, bye week is week 8, so smack dab in the middle of the season. Looks like October 28th, so right before Halloween. So let me know in the comments what y'all think of the schedule. I love this schedule outside of that last winter game in New York. But as always, go Cowboys, and look forward to hearing from you guys. Peace.